What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of HermitPack on the HermitCraft server. Oh yeah, guys, so we are on a brand new server. Oh yeah, guys, you remember how I've been talking about, I don't know if it's my internet or what's going on recently. Yeah, we've been having some serious connectivity issues to our previous modded HermitPack server. So we got moved by CubeToast from one data center to another onto a brand new server. Everything is working flawlessly. So before, when I'd run around, I don't know if you saw my tooltips, but always be like waiting for server, trying to get information about what block I'm looking at. It works perfectly now. I want to go outside here. Opens immediately. There is no delay anymore. It's so good. I am super, super happy. Since that has been working, I set up our 5x ore processing over there to pretty much buffer everything, right? So we filled up the gas tanks, we did everything like that. Now the question is, we haven't seen this before. The question is, how fast does it actually process an ore? You know, let's take a few. Let's take a few with us. Let's put one ore in there, let it do the entire process, and we'll see how fast a fully stocked 5x ore processing system goes. Now, all of these have the upgrades in them, right? We're not using Torturino, so this is the default, the speed upgrades, everything like that. And then down below, we have the gas tanks in line. So we have a stockpile like sulfuric acid, we have a stockpile of oxygen, a stockpile of hydrogen chloride. So all the different things that were bottlenecking us before, we have a large stockpile of the stuff. So let's put in some ore. Well, I guess let's put in one ore right here. Let's just see how long it takes for one of these to get processed. So it goes through that, it goes through that. And you see these machines are starting to turn on. And there we go. There is our 5 osmium ingots. So one ore turns into 5 pretty quickly. Obviously, it's an involved system, right? And it took a lot of prep work to get to this point, but I think it's working pretty good. Now, a thing that I've noticed over here, it doesn't use a single piece of sulfur every time, or maybe it does. It uses like part of a piece of sulfur, or I guess some of the sulfur dioxide anyway. So it doesn't use a dust every single time, which is kind of cool. But we can go ahead and put that in there and just watch all these machines turn on. I guess we could look at this right here. Oh, look at that. Just slurp that stuff down. Maybe it does use more than I thought it did. But this hydrogen chloride, yep, we're keeping this stock, so it's doing this as fast as it possibly can, which is awesome. All these machines are upgraded. It's pretty cool. We're able to get 5x ore processing really, really fast. Now, while this is all going, probably the next step we should do is just take a look at our power usage. Since everything was turned off a little bit ago, now everything should be being used. Yeah, look at that. We're using 22,000 RF per tick to get everything going while it's processing. It's a little expensive to get that 5x ore processing, but it is so good. I'm very happy with that setup. One more thing I did want to take a look at. Oh, there's a little bit of lag. Okay, so maybe the server isn't as good as I thought. I'm just kidding. How much brine do we have stored up here? 48.9 million millibuckets. So what is that? That is using 48,900 buckets. And see how fast it's using this stuff too. I did upgrade all these pipes to the second tier so I can transfer that brine faster. Another thing I was kind of curious about, when that had a stockpile, was it able to keep the machine that's separating the sodium and the chlorine? Was it able to keep this stocked? Look at that. That's empty. So I guess we need even more pipes. Or even bigger pipes than the advanced mechanical ones? I guess, I don't know. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with this setup. I'm just gonna let it go and do its thing and finish up. We're gonna move on to something else. Now, last episode, we were working with going to that other dimension and collecting some dimlets. I still want to continue working with that. I haven't done any more exploration, but I know exactly where I need to go to continue collecting dimlets. Another thing that I would like to do is have more storage space with me. Now, previously, when we went like dimlet hunting or whatever, we would take a filing cabinet with us. Doesn't appear to be a thing anymore, and extra utilities too, unfortunately. So I was forced to use my bag of holding and then also my extra inventory. But even with all of that stuff, it felt like we still didn't have enough space. So I need to figure out something better to carry with us. So I guess that's going to be my next step, is kind of go through NEI, find some kind of storage device that'll be way better. I mean, I guess we could do like diamond chest, then we have like the, the chest mover thingy, iron chest transporter. Yeah, so we can fill up like a chest, right? Use one of these. And then you can put that in our bag and carry that with us. I mean, that's another option. That might be good if we do like diamond chests with that stuff. But just kind of annoying to have to deal with that. I think bags would be better overall. So anyway, let me go ahead and go through NEI real quick. Or I'm sorry, JEI. Figure out what our options are for storage capacity. And we'll be right back. All right, guys. So I was looking through here. Just typed in Ender. I was looking for like Ender pouches and stuff like that. Because that's what our go-to thing is. It doesn't look like the Ender pouches are a thing anymore, but it looks like we have a mod that replaces that from multi-storage, which is called Ender Link. These are things I have not gotten a chance to use yet. What is this guy? Ender Generator. Looks like we have Ender Buckets, which is kind of neat. I guess that it would allow us to remotely fill up tanks from somewhere else. That could be interesting. So I think we're going to go ahead and hook up one of these. I want some kind of an Ender, what's an Ender bag? Does that give us access to like a vanilla Ender stuff? I don't know how any of this stuff works. Let's figure some of this stuff out together. I would like some kind of storage better than our current golden bag of holding, or just bag of holding, I guess is what it's called. So in case we die or whatever, like we have access to our stuff again, right? Like we don't have to go to wherever it was that we died to get that. Now, I know we have blaze rods in here. Let's just go ahead. You know what? Maybe we should take some of these things and stick it over in our sag mill. I think you get like 5 or maybe 4. Maybe it gives you more with the... Well, it looks like it's 4 every time, doesn't it? Okay, that's fine. We'll go ahead and take that. Little lag. We're all good. All right. Well, now we got plenty of blaze powder. And we have plenty of blaze rods from our previous blaze spawning stuff, so that doesn't really matter. Let's grab an ender pearl. One of you. Okay, so we'll grab that. So now we should be able to make this ender bag. Actually, let me grab this. Does this thing do anything, or is that just a crafting component? You know what? This is access to our vanilla ender chest. I remember putting rice in there a long time ago. I think when we were doing the dragon fight, I had that on me. Somebody placed out an ender chest, and I just stuck that in there. I forgot about that. Okay, so yes, this is remote access to our ender pouch, which is awesome. Not something I'm really that interested in because, I mean, while this inventory is neat, it's not very useful. So let's go ahead and upgrade that. We'll take that and put it into an ender link chest. So we need obsidian, wool, the bag, and then some blaze rods. We should have all of that. We do. Cool. So does this work just like I think it should? You know what? That says public use on it, and somebody has some toast in there. That was nice of them to do that. Oh, look at the animation on that. Oh, that's kind of cool. So, Ender Link chest. I wonder, does this work just like the other mod where you can put a diamond on there to make it private? I don't know. Let's find out. Let us find out. Diamond, I assume on the handle? Oh, you put a diamond somewhere on there. Okay, so now it's my own personal chest on the white. I assume this all works the same. Let's try putting a blue dye on one of these. I guess you just right-click on one of them. Shift right-click on one of them. Ah, shift right-click is how you do it. And is there a way you can undo it if you shift right-click with empty hand? Bone meal. Probably bone meal is going to do it. There you go. Cool. Okay, so that works just like you would expect. To get the diamond off, is there a way to get the diamond off? Maybe there is no way to get the diamond off. Do I have to break it to get the diamond off by chance? Like that. Shift right click it in my inventory. I don't know how to get the diamond out of there. There might be a way, maybe use a wrench or something. I don't know. Okay, so that's kind of cool. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So now that we have an ender chest like this, that's personal to me, private to me, nobody else can get to it, we should be able to make ourselves one of these pouches, right? And I think this would work just the same as the ender pouches that we've seen in the past, right? So you got to just make one of these and you can shift right click it onto the thing. What am I missing? Oh, I didn't make the ender peg. Let's make that. Okay. So let's just see. We know this works. Bone meal. I'm pretty sure it works just the same, but I haven't tested it yet, so I just want to make sure. So these are both white. In fact, this one is private to me right now. This doesn't say anything, so if I shift right click, yeah, there it is. Now it says code 000 Hypnotizd. Cool. So we can put blue down here. If I put something in here, I don't know, meaty stew. And I open this one. Yeah, it's not there. Okay, so we do that. Meaty stew. Meaty stew. Okay, cool. So that's exactly how that works. It's kind of how I expected, but since I'd never used this mod before, I just wanted to make sure. So this is really awesome. So what this is going to allow us to do is have infinite storage. Infinite storage. So that's going to be really, really good. Yeah, so we can hook this thing up to some kind of an import bus to our refined storage system. I'm probably going to want to make a second one of these, probably a different color, like blue, 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 or red, 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 or whatever, and then have a second bag with me. So anything that I put in that bag will go into that chest, and anything in that chest will go into our system. So we have unlimited storage for doing what we want to do. I think that's exactly what I want to do. So let me go ahead and make another one of these. I'll make another one of these bags. We'll coat it up, and we'll continue on, guys. All right, guys, so I just went to the end and I got myself an Enderman and a soul vial. That way I can make one of these Ender crystal things. So we made the staff of traveling. Yep, Ender IO item. We've used these before in the past. We needed an Enderman with one of these vibrant crystals, emerald, and some vibrant alloy to make the Ender crystal, and then 2 pieces of dark steel to make this thing. So this guy will allow us to kind of teleport. If we shift right click around, we can kind of do one of these numbers. You can also get like the travel anchors or travel points, whatever those are. The reason why I really wanted this though is you can walk up to a wall and then go through it. It is so much nicer than breaking up the blocks and trying to figure out where they go and then place them again. So for around the base, for the things that I need to do, connecting things or whatever, it just kind of makes sense. But yeah, you can get into like funky places you normally never would go, like I guess in this wall. Oh, maybe yeah, we can get in here. It's kind of weird, but yeah, we're able to get around these different places, which is pretty cool. I like it. But yeah, like I said, for getting behind the walls or whatever, it just makes sense instead of putting like a door or something or breaking the blocks and setting them down every time. So we just made 2 of these Ender Link chests. Yep, and then I got 2 bags. One of them linked to the blue, one of them linked to our white. We're gonna keep the blue one in our white pouch. Yep, just like so. I know, pretty awesome. And then this blue one, we're gonna have an importer pulling things out of it. Now I just made a stack upgrade. I should have made like 3 speed upgrades. Maybe I'll make a speed upgrade while we're here. Or I guess I'll tell it to make 3 of them since we have this on auto craft, and this can happen while we're doing other things. Yeah, the auto crafting is so good once you finally get that hooked up. So we'll go ahead and take this guy right here. I did find out there is not a way to get the diamond off that I can find. I went to the wiki or whatever for this mod. I couldn't find anything. I did see though that there was a command. Yeah, I had a war poem from the end. Frustrated's guide. This command right here. If you do this command, it brings up a in-game guide, which I don't know how you're supposed to know about this unless you go off and find that command where you can do this in the game, outside of the game. But anyway, you can do this. And yeah, you can see multi-storage, Ender tanks, and all this kind of stuff. So multi-storage, you can come in here and find out information about the Ender Link bag and the Ender Link chest. So it kind of goes over the same information we've already seen. Yeah, nothing too complicated here. Doesn't say how to get the diamond off. I think once you make it private, it's private for good, which is fine. I mean, that's not a big deal, right? So anyway, we can go back here. We just need to connect this Ender chest somewhere to our network, probably close to our controller, just so it's easy to find. And, okay. I think if we put it right there, it doesn't have to be anywhere crazy, just somewhere nearby. So we can set the chest there. So anything goes in the blue, we want to pull into the system. So we'll go ahead and do an importer right on top of that guy, like so. That should be plenty good. All right, this is going to get our stack upgrade in there, and then 3 of those speed upgrades. And the server runs so well. It's been a long time since I played on a modded Minecraft server that feels this smooth. I'm really enjoying this, so it makes me happy. Okay, so we can't open that chest when there's a thing on top of it. That's something I didn't know before. If I put something in there, let's put this cobblestone in, for instance, and it's gone. Okay, that's all I wanted to see, is that that goes away. Let's give it another test though. Let's say your inventory is completely full of cobblestone and coal. Sure, both of those. Doesn't really matter. All right, so we'll do coal, we'll do cobblestone. I think that's a ghost item. I think that's already gone. Yeah, that was just left over. Okay, so that goes pretty fast. So anything we put in here until the blue one gets sucked into our system, perfect. That's what I'm looking for. This white one right here, we really don't need around. This is kind of like one, if I lose our ender bag or die with it. Another thing I did see though with these ender bags, a problem with the ender storage we used to use is if you were in here and you were shift clicking things in, you could click your bag in here. You cannot move this thing when it's open. I think you can put this bag in there, but you cannot do anything with the one you're currently looking at. This is locked out. So you can't accidentally shift click it in there, which is awesome. Okay, so that's one of the things that always got me before when playing with the previous ender storage mod. Yeah, we don't need that on us anymore, and I think everything else is good. So next step for me is I'm going to head back to our RFTools dimension. I'm going to fly around, look for some more dimlets. Is this thing powered? I think we're still fine. Yeah, I'm powering it too, and then somebody else is powering it from somewhere else. Yeah, everything just loads so much better. So good, guys. And you can kind of see here how far out I went. Oop, I guess I double clicked or something. Yeah, I did go up quite far, and I put a waypoint all the way down where I stopped. So I might run parallel next to it and look for some more places. But anyway, I'm going to get to it, and we'll be back. Oh my goodness, guys, having this ender pouch is the best thing ever. I was able to go around and just keep going and going until I got bored. So a very long time, pretty much. Yeah, I'm glad that I decided to do this. I wish I would have done this earlier. Would have helped out so much for previous things. Also, another great thing about this ender bag, as you saw right there, I like to middle mouse click to sort a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed that throughout my videos, but I do that all the time. Every time I go into an inventory, I always sort it. The bag of holding from extra utilities, I'm not sure why, does not allow you to do that. It drives me crazy. So I put this here, middle click. Nothing. So the bag of holding is great. It can hold a lot of stuff, but you can't sort it, and that just drives me bonkers. It's just a thing. It just does. I wish it sorted. It doesn't. So that's another great thing about having this. I'll get a lot more use out of it. I'll be a lot more happy. And if I need larger storage for something with me, I have this golden bag of holding right there. So it works out pretty well. I like it. Okay, so we collected a lot of the dimlets from the RFTools dimension there. You can see we got a lot of these pieces. These are things where you can put together different components and make your own dimlet, which is kind of cool. I like it. We got a lot of these dimlet parcels. These are the gift things. I think we opened some of these up previously. Yeah, it's kind of loud, kind of in your face. And they give you a lot of these different parts, kind of the same things we're finding. It does not appear that they give you any full dimlets, so you won't be able to make yourself a dimension, or at least anything specific for a dimension from those parts. But from those parts, you can make dimlets in the Dimlit Workbench, I'm pretty sure, which is something we might look at doing here pretty soon. So the biomes that we've collected quite a lot of them, not these random things ones, but these are the ones that you can use to make yourself a different dimension. I was specifically looking for the Mushroom Island biome, or some variant like Mushroom Island Shore, Mushroom Island M, or doesn't matter, some kind of Mushroom Island. If we're going to make ourselves a dimension, I kind of want it to be Mushroom Island. Mushroom Island has two advantages that I like. One, it has great looking grass and water. Two, it has the default ability, I'm not sure how you say that, where monsters just don't spawn there. So it makes it really good for having like a void world where you want to just set up some stuff, right? So I think that is what I want to do. But since we didn't get that, I got tired of looking. There is a biome thing where we can look at making our own dimension. Our own biome dimlet. There's a biome absorber. It says place this block in an area and it will gradually absorb the essence of the biome it is in. You can use the end result in the Dimlit Workbench. Cool. So in order to make one of those, we need some podzol or dirt or coarse dirt, some saplings, wool, and a machine frame. Machine frame is pretty inexpensive in this mod pack. We'll go and make one of those, and we will make one of these. Beautiful. So biome absorber, we set this down in a biome where we want to absorb whatever is around. Guess what there's a lot of in this dimension? Yeah, as I was flying through, we see a lot of mushrooms And that's because there's a lot of Mushroom Island. Now this says Mushroom Island Shore. I don't know if there's any difference between Mushroom Island and the Mushroom Island Shore. I don't know if there's any difference between them. But Mushroom Island is what I want. There's Mushroom Island right here. Right? As soon as my minimap updates, we'll hit F3 to verify. And the biome says, yeah, biome right here, Mushroom Island. So we can just go ahead and place this fella right there. And it's going to start absorbing. Yeah, you can see the progress bar in there. It goes a little slow. It's probably going to take 3-4 minutes, maybe 5. So we're going to wait on this little fella to do his thing. And we'll be back, guys. All right, guys. Well, we got the biome absorbed 100% now. Right on. So I made the Dimlit Workbench. It's another pretty inexpensive RFTools item. So by default, you need to give this thing power. You can set this from extract, or I guess if dimlets will be reconstructed into parts. Okay. Well, I'm not really sure. I guess right here is you can put dimlets in you don't want and then separate them into the different parts. And you can use those to recreate other dimlets that you want. So we want to get ourselves a Mushroom Island. So we can search for Mushroom Island. There's Mushroom Island Shore. I don't think there's really much difference between the two. So you can see there that's a biome rarity 1, and then all the different pieces, all the different components that you want. Now, since they're just pictures, it's not very helpful, right? It doesn't really tell you what those items are. Yeah. So you can take the picture and just kind of look over here. So we need a Dimlit Control Circuit Rarity 1. We need a base part. So base part Rarity 1. We got a bunch of these, thankfully. I think you get a lot of these different, like the inexpensive ones, the lower tier ones from those loot bag things that we were looking at before. Okay, so what else do we need for this thing? We need the energy, and then this thing, the memory unit, and energy. So memory, one of these, energy, one of the one lightning bolt ones. So that's 2 and then 3, I guess. Yeah, they've got the different pictures on there. Okay, and finally, we have 4 parts there, and we need this guy, a Dimlit Biome Type Controller. And we have 9 of them. Perfect. So we got everything we need, including the biome absorber. So we should be able to match the pieces down here. That goes there. That goes there. This goes here, and I assume that goes like that. Yes, and we got everything correct. And there's a biome Dimlit Mushroom Island. Awesome. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take that out. Okay, so now we got that taken care of. I need to go through the instruction manual and how to inscribe a dimension. I know you place the pieces in here and they gotta be in a certain order like that. We're gonna have to get ourselves one of these dimension tabs, another one of those to write all these different dimension, I guess the dimlets do. I think there might be a way you can copy dimlets. Man, it's been so long since I've gone through all this stuff. I'm just gonna have to sit down and kind of look at what we're doing before we just jump ahead and make that dimension. But anyway, give me a few more minutes here. I'll do some research, make a few more machines maybe, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so as I'm collecting the dimlets in order to make the perfect void world dimension, one of the things that we should really take in consideration is the time dimlet. Yep. So in order to make a time dimlet, you have to get a time absorber. Unless you're lucky enough to find the specific time you want, you need to get yourself a time absorber and you place it outside. Like so. And then what it says that you need to do, according to the tooltip right here, it says give the block a redstone signal at the right time you want to absorb. So we want noon. We want the sun overhead, right? That's usually what you do. I mean, you could have it morning or you could have the evening. It doesn't really matter. And we're also going to be in a dimension, you know, where monsters can't spawn, but you know, it should be sunny, right? You don't want it to be always nighttime. Unless you're going for that specific kind of a world. I mean, that could be cool too. Maybe you want to do something where it's nighttime all the time outside. Maybe you're building like a spaceship, for instance. Who knows? You might want that. But anyway, we got to wait for the sun to get directly overhead. It's almost there. I'm not sure like if we could have it right there. If I absorb, if that's close enough to noon, or if it's always going to put the sun at that position. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how this works. But we can put our lever down here, get that prepared. All we got to do is get that a flick when the sun gets right above our head here. And hopefully we'll absorb the noon time. and then we'll look at making a new dimlet. There's also some other things that I'm not sure what we're gonna do about, like the sky dimlets, for instance. I wanted to make the different skies, and it says this dimlet is blacklisted. This dimlet is blacklisted. This dimlet is blacklisted on the tooltip. It shows a crafting recipe. Also, it shows that these dimlets require the dimensional shards. So we might end up having to go get ourselves an RFTools villager in order to trade for these things. So that's something else to take into consideration here. Well, it looks like the sun is just about overhead. I'm getting really impatient. I just want to flick the lever. I think we're going to wait until it is absolutely noon. I'll flick that lever, make sure that we get the sun directly overhead, and then we'll continue on making our dimlet. Well, this is interesting. I'm not sure if I messed around with the time absorber before, but I said out here, gave it the redstone signal. It does say time noon on it. It says 20%. As soon as I flicked that lever, it said 10%. And then I was like, oh, does it get 10% every time you give it a redstone signal? No. Seems like after a certain amount of time, it'll get that, it'll absorb the time and that percentage will go up. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait a few more days in order for this to happen, which is fine, because I still am not sure what we're gonna do about all the other dimlets that we need. We do have a fair few of them right now, so we're not like completely lost. Come on, open up. Yeah, we have a fair few of the dimlets, but there's a few of them that are missing. There's 14 dimlets in total per world that you can create. And I put them in order, kind of the ones that we have out of those 14. Some of them don't matter, like the special one or like the mob one. We don't care about those. But we do have ones for like void. I put a digit in there. This is not necessary. This is if somebody else makes the exact same dimension. My number 8 separates it from whatever they do. So we're not in the sharing the same world. So it just makes mine unique. Anyway, I put that in there. We have the Mushroom Island, and then we have feature none, structure none, and effect none. Yeah. So we need like the time, we need the sky, I would like weather none, if that's something we can find. I'm not sure. I mean, like I said, some of those dimlets say they're blacklisted. So maybe you can't even do that. I don't know. It seems to me like when we're in different dimensions, when it rains in the overworld, it rains in that dimension. So, I guess I'll have to do a little bit more research into this before we finally commit to making this dimension. But yeah, let me know, guys, in the comments down below. I was thinking like we could do like a regular sky base kind of a thing, or we could do like I was talking about, make it a completely like night dimension with a star field or something, and try and do like a spaceship style build. That could be kind of cool too. That's something I've never done before. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you have any other suggestions, if you like or dislike any of those that I've just said, yeah, let me know. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.